Hey everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to more Megaman 3, the Battle of Gamma, Megaman 3 ROM hack. We are going to go through the two remaining bosses, from the normal bosses, so to speak. Gemini Man, and then Needle Man for the end. So yeah, now we have the music from Megaman 5. I don't remember the exact stage, Megaman 5 for the Game Boy, which did have pretty good music in general. This was taken from one of the games, from one of the levels. Since Megaman 5 for the Game Boy is not a game I really commanding 100%, even if I have played it unbeaten myself, don't really know what the level it is from. It's pretty good actually. And as you can see, I have to start using different weapons for killing certain normal enemies, like those guys up there. And I use the magnet shell for that. And regarding the music, I actually have to say that this version sounds better than the Game Boy. Well, as I mentioned previously, sound chips actually make a difference apparently. Here you don't have to fight Proto Man. Same thing as the original, he appears and destroys that obstacle on the way. So now you change to this sort of organic section of the level. In which there are a lot of spikes, as you can tell. And you have to be precise for destroying those single little cells. I don't know what they are, but you know what I mean. In order to make your path, you have to be careful when destroying those things. And of course, piece of advice right here, try to kill the penguins as fast as you can, especially for those jumps with single blocks. If you get hit by the egg, you are pretty much dead. You know, this is a good place for farming, as you can tell, so I'm gonna recover some of my magnet shot. It's not really reliable. Most of the time, no item appears. And when it does, it's usually something worth getting. I don't know how necessary. I think Rush Marine would be very useful here. You can go and use it if you want, but you have to be careful with the lower enemies, those that throw missiles at you. But if you are careful enough, I can actually make it through a normal path if you jump on time. It's not really hard. Well, in this case, I think Rush Jet would be useful. But I prefer to destroy some of these things and use the Rush Coil to get up there. And unfortunately for this kind of blocks, I don't know what they are, you cannot use any other weapon different from the plasma shooter. So you have to try to do it in the old-fashioned way, as you can tell. And here we go again with the pits. This is pretty similar to Shadow Man's level. The same enemies, the same kind of display and traps. Yeah, I decided to take a hit right there because I had some energy to recover. Sniper Joes are generally very easy, which doesn't mean you cannot take a hit, as it just did. Some people get confused when I say something is easy. It doesn't mean you are not supposed to take hits, but it's easy to clear a certain area without dying necessarily. When I say something is easy, it means that there are little possibilities for me to die. But you can take a lot of hits anyway if you're not careful enough. So yeah, in order to beat the Gemini Man, you have to use the Search Snake. Try not to shoot so many of these snakes at the same time. One at a time would be more than enough for you to predict the shots he's going to make at you. I have enough time to avoid every single one of those. That level was pretty challenging, but even so, I think it was basically longer. That's the main issue with this level, instead of the difficulty itself. So now let's go for the last boss from the 8 initial robots you are supposed to kill. We got Needleman, which is another kind of toughy boss, without the weakness at least. And some sections of the level are not really the simplest things in the world. So you still have to be careful. I was about to avoid all of those bullets. Here it's very difficult for you not to take a hit when you just stop climbing. It's difficult to react. That particular jump was kind of difficult. I don't know, I would advise you to kill this guy down below instead. But no big deal in general terms. And I'm getting hit very often by these medals. So if you can do something in order to avoid that, that would be cool. Yeah, this is a little bit of a tough level as I mentioned before, basically because of these spikes. They're all the time, you know, or they appear very often, so you have very little space. And they cause a lot of damage. Even from the original game, it's not just because of the hack. But now they are actually more massive than usual. So it seems like in general the color display of some levels tended to change. I noticed that in Gemini Man's area, Snake Man's, and that was all. Actually, that was shorter than expected and easier as well. Again, except for that part with spikes, in which you have high possibilities to die if you get hit 2 or 3 times. But the boss itself, even if it's kind of difficult, you can kill him with 3 or 4 shots. And also, the Gemini Laser helps you out in the sense that it allows some slowdown that, you know, makes you predict or avoid those needles more easily. And now I got the jet as well, Rush Jet. And as you know, in the original Megaman 3 you are supposed to revisit 4 out of these 8 initial levels. Sparkman stage, Needleman stage, Gemini Man stage, and Shadow Man stage. I'll be taking care of the first 2 next episode.